With that, recognize my very good friend from Y, Mr. Case, for to speak to the amendment.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and to both you and to my colleague, Mr. Calvert, the chair of the subcommittee. First of all, I deeply appreciate the honest and the authentic discussion. It's actually a moment of hope in the middle of this appropriations process, and I'm grateful for that. However, I think we do need to continue this discussion in this forum. This is an important forum, and this is the most important issue of our day, of our time, from the immediate requirements of our national defense. And I believe that this is our national defense that we're talking about. First of all, we all want an end to an absolutely horrific war. We want an end, though, on terms that avoid an even worse war in the future. That is the practical reality that we face here, and that is the lesson of history. Yes. You cannot fail to do something that's hard when you know that if you don't do it, it's going to be harder in the future. That was the lesson of Neville Chamberlain, who came back with peace in our time because he thought he was going to avoid any war. And of course, what he got was far tougher, far harder, far more horrific than anything that it would have taken to deter Hitler at the time. And that is the lesson of history. I think it's important for me to say that fundamentally, the problem that I have is that I have the most basic fundamental distrust of this president and his administration, from the State Department to the Defense Department to the intelligence community and beyond, to get this right on Ukraine. I don't believe, as I sit here, that they will get this right on Ukraine, and it's not based on anything political. It's based on what they've actually said and done over the last couple of months. All I have seen for months and months and months is this president and this administration undermining Ukraine, both in words, thoughts, deeds, and actions, and not doing anything with Russia. That is not the way to negotiate. I don't think the way to negotiate the peace that we want, the peace that will deter, is to undermine the side that we are on, or at least we think we're on, in order that the other side can prevail in its goals. That is not the right way to negotiate. So forgive me if I do not trust this president. If this president acts in a way that is consistent with our values, with our goals, and would do those things, then I would support this president. I don't care what the letter is after their name. This president has not done that, and that colors my judgment on this. And to be completely honest, I also distrust my colleagues in the majority on acting as a check and balance on this president and exercising your separate, independent, and co-equal responsibility as a branch of government to try to get this right as well. And so I have to sit here and ask myself, as I listen to the discussion, that you say you want to do the right thing, that this is early in the appropriations process. Give it time, give it patience. And yet I look at the bill. The bill doesn't even mention Ukraine except for one small provision that has nothing to do with this discussion. A committee report on an $850 billion bill. Not one word on Ukraine. I don't think that the way to negotiate this is to start from zero. So forgive me my skepticism. Also, I respectfully decline the argument that it's inconsistent for me to vote for this amendment and against the measure itself. The reality to my friends in the majority is you are in the majority right now. You have the ability to get this right. It is your responsibility to lead on Ukraine. And I urge you to vote for this amendment, whether or not any Democrat votes for this bill, because this amendment is what's in front of you right now. And this amendment is the right thing to do for all of the thing for all of the reasons that have already been mentioned. And so do it even if we don't vote for your final bill. I yield back.